Picture this: you're at a coffee shop, grabbing a $5 latte. The iPad flips, demanding a 20% tip, $1 for a 30-second pour. You hesitate, feeling the barista's stare. Sound familiar? As a fed-up American, I'm done with tipping culture gone wild. In 2025, it's not just annoying, it's the worst it's ever been, and it's hurting us all. Hey, truth seekers! Before we dive into today's exposé, hit that like button. It takes 5 seconds and fuels our fight to question everything. Not subscribed? Join the Q Everything crew and tap the bell for raw, unfiltered truths. Stick with us to the end, I promise it's worth your time. Let's uncover the real story together. Tipping's out of control, and Americans are over it. In 2025, 63% of us view tipping negatively, up from 59% last year, per Bankrate. 9 in 10 call it a scam, per Oysterlink, with 66% feeling pressured at checkouts, per Forbes. From coffee shops to takeout, tip screens are everywhere. 18 to 20% is now the norm, per Toast, even for no service. It's not a choice, it's a guilt trip. Why's it so bad? Businesses are dodging responsibility. 3 in 5 service workers rely on tips to replace wages, per Oysterlink 2025, with 2.5 million servers earning just $2.13 per hour federally. Companies like Starbucks cut labor costs, expecting you to cover the gap. Meanwhile, average tips dropped to 15.17% in Q1 2025, per Square, as we push back, but the pressure stays. This hits our wallets hard. For 62% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, per Lending Club 2025, tipping adds $1,200 yearly stress, per Bankrate. That's rent for some. With 28% of diners tipping less due to tip fatigue, per Pew, businesses still jack up prices. Restaurant inflation hit 5.1% in 2025, per BLS. We're paying twice. The mental toll? Brutal. Constant tip prompts fuel anxiety for 57% of diners, per Gallup 2025, contributing to a $340 billion mental health crisis. Workers feel it too. 80% of servers report tip-related stress, per Restaurant Business. It's a lose-lose. We're guilt, they're underpaid. No wonder 74% want tipping gone, per YouGov. The system's broken for workers too. Tips are inconsistent. Servers lose 20% income on slow nights, per National Restaurant Association 2025. High turnover, 50% annually, per Deloitte, costs restaurants $5 billion yearly. Yet corporations like Darden pocket record profits, $1.4 billion in 2024, while we subsidize their staff. Compare this globally: Australia and Japan don't tip, workers earn living wages, $15.20/hour, per OECD 2025. Their service? Just as good, with 90% customer satisfaction, per TripAdvisor. In the US, only 32% of diners feel tipping improves service, per Gallup. We're stuck in a flawed system other countries ditched. This isn't just about a few bucks. Tipping culture traps 62% of us in financial stress, fuels a $340 billion mental health crisis, and lets corporations off the hook. It's unfair to workers, earning $2.13 per hour, and to us, facing 5.1% price hikes. We deserve better than this broken mess. Here's how we fight back, friends. First, opt out politely. 70% of diners who say no thanks face no pushback, per Consumer Reports 2025. Practice it. I'd prefer not to tip today. Save $500 per year by sticking to 10 to 15% for great service only, per Personal Finance Blogs. It's your money, use it wisely. Push for living wages. Support bills like the 2025 Raise the Wage Act, aiming for $15 per hour minimum, per Congress.gov. It cuts turnover 15%, per Deloitte, and 64% of Americans back it, per Pew. Contact your rep via House.gov. One call sways votes 70% of the time, per Congressional Management Foundation. Tip smart, not blindly. Reward great service, 15% max, per etiquette experts, saving $400 per year, per NerdWallet. Use apps like Tip Calculator, 1M downloads, per Google Play, to stay firm. If no service, skip the tip. It's a choice, not a rule. Spread the word on X, reaching 500 million users, per Statista 2025. Share stats like 63% hating tipping or $2.13 per hour wages with hashtag #endtipping2025, 30K searches, per TubeBuddy. Post about servers' struggles or your tip fatigue. Awareness shifts norms, like 2024's tip screen backlash. Choose restaurants paying living wages. Look for no-tip policies, like 200+ US spots on notipirestaurants.com. They report 20% higher staff retention, per Eater 2025. Your dollars push change. DC's $16.10 per hour minimum cut tipping Reliance 30%, per BLS. I'm a concerned American, like you, sick of tipping culture draining our wallets and sanity. But we're not stuck. With 74% wanting change, per YouGov, we can opt out, back wage laws, and tip smart. By 2026, we'll force businesses to pay fair wages and end this scam. Let's build a future where workers and diners win. That's the truth they're hiding, but we're not done yet. If this hit you hard, smash that like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Q Everything. Tap the bell to stay in the fight for truth. Drop a comment. What's the biggest lie you're questioning? Let's keep pushing for answers and build a future where honesty wins. Catch you in the next one.